Greetings and bienvenue. That just seemed like the appropriate intro for this stream due to the music that showed up this time. I'm always just clicking whatever's like on the front page of Epidemic Sound. But welcome. It's another Tuesday at 2 p.m. EST, which means it is time to do another drawing. Today I am doing the 10th and final Drazen commission through this saga of drawing 10 aliens for Drazen all at once. After that, I might do a stream or two, finishing up some of the ones that aren't finished. I think there's two that still need some tweaking done to it. And this one, I can already tell there's no way I'm going to finish this on stream. But I figured we'll save the biggest, quite literally the biggest one for last. This is a very large transformation. It also has a ton of detail. But as always, please let me know if my volume or the music's volume is either too loud or too quiet, and I will try to make proper adjustments. I have a new video coming out tomorrow based on the first issue of the Dynamite comic. I'm very excited to share my thoughts with you. I'm also going to be putting out Easter eggs and fun facts. It's basically going to be like a Ben 10 breakdown, but for the Dynamite comic series. So you can look out for that. I'm also going to be sharing some fan art in the video, both on the Dynamite and the 5YL comic series as well. Got to be plugging that while I still can. As y'all know, the finale is dropping this summer. And then the story's all wrapped up. So thank y'all for tuning in so much. I see someone in the chat asking for a Fortnite video. I have one over on Stan Hanrahan's channel. I played a couple of games with him and a few other Ben 10 content creators. So that's how I was able to get my experience with it. But for now, let's jump into Chi Massive, which is how it's pronounced. I know it looks like it's spelled Chi Massive. I made the same mistake, but it is pronounced Chi Massive. The example that you see on screen here is a female of the species, so I am going to try to make some notable changes in gender upon Drazen's request. But he does say that they don't change too much between them. But I might do like shapes or something. Like you see how at the end of the wings it's rounded. I don't know, invert the curve or something like that. Just small changes, but yeah, as he says, they don't change between genders too much. So this is a 50 meter, almost said foot over here, goddamn America, a 50 meter long transformation at a height of 17 meters. But despite its large size, its wings are still strong enough to allow it to fly. It can also stand up using those wings. So I guess it has 4 arms, 2 of them having wings attached to it. It has a fake mouth on its tail. It spits out gas from various parts of its body, including the fake mouth. Let's see what else. There's a lot of lore here. I'm trying to simplify it for y'all, but as always, this will be on the wiki with more elaborate information on the mechanics and the abilities. They create thick clouds of gas that can ignite on command or imbue their physical attacks, giving them explosive properties. So they got boom punches. And yeah, so I think this is going to be a great one to end the Drazen saga on. After I finish catching up on all of Drazen's stuff, I will indeed be opening my commissions once more. So tune in for some information on that in like the next 2 or 3 weeks, depending on how long. But yeah, let's get to it. Thank you all for tuning in. And I do have the YouTube and the Twitch chat open together in perfect harmony. So I should be able to see your messages wherever you are. You beautiful, beautiful human beings. Sorry, I'm making sure all my references are adjusted as well. Let's see. I want the wings to look very big, so I'm going to start with drawing the body very small, actually, to make sure there's plenty of room on the canvas. I kind of like the idea of one of their arms resting on the ground. Maybe I'll put it in front. You know, always got to do that dynamic Ben 10 kind of pose. Let's see. Yeah, they got really long arms. Is he bigger than way big? 17 meters tall. I wouldn't say so. I'd say like close enough where they could be considered around the same league, but Way Big is much larger. That, and then the second arm of the wing complements it like that. Oh, here comes Mochi wanting some attention. Right on schedule. You know, I was editing for like 3 hours or so earlier today. Any of those times would have been great here while I'm live right now. I think it's because she hears me talking. I think that's what triggers her. Like, she hears me talking to you people. And it gets her all worked up, and now she wants some attention too. Favorite FNAF character? Any of the ones Kellings do. Maybe Eclipse. That's a cool ass name. That's a really cool name. Okay. I like the kind of curved backwards finger the wind hand has. That's pretty cool. Yeah, we're gonna really have to shrink this body down to fit everything. You are on the canvas, Momo. You are straight up standing right on top of where I need to be. That is very inconvenient. Very inconvenient indeed. Oh, but you're so cute. I'll give you a little bit more. Hey, Kuro, I'm drawing my OC Drake 10 in the OS art style in tribute to the new Ben 10 comic release. I'm drawing the Omnitrix in more biotechnical cosmetic. Hell yeah, go for it. I'm glad that the Dynamite series is inspiring a lot more drawings and fan art. Drake 10 versus his alternate counterpart, Josh 10. Josh 23, if you will. Will I do a live stream where I play Fortnite? Maybe. I kind of went through it with Stan already, like I was saying, so please go check out that video. But I don't know if I find the time. But things are stacking up pretty heavy this month already. Or what? It's the 5th, May 5th, and I already have, like, practically a full calendar. Things get nutty like that. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They done diddly do. What happened to the music? Or is it just trailing? Oh, yeah, it's one of those things. There we go. Without spoiling, did I think the comic was a solid start? You will find out in my video tomorrow. If I tell you now, why watch the video? You'll see. It's interesting how one spike, the very end spike, connects to the elbow, while all the others connect to the wrist. I might space that out a bit more. I don't know, I don't exactly want to bat wing it. I guess having the curved shapes there does diversify it a little bit more among the many other beings of the Omnitrix. What's my favorite thing about doing art? It feels like it's an opportunity to bring things to life in a way that not everybody is able to. So I like just putting things out in the world that only I could have done, or just making random bullshit, honestly. It's fun. I think I enjoy art the most when I'm just kind of doing whatever with it. Sometimes I wish you were a Pokemon fan, Kuro, because there are many Pokemon that would give you ideas for future 5YL aliens. Oh, I'm pretty stacked on ideas, but I appreciate the sentiment. We got plenty of things lined up for the foreseeable future. Plus, that's just more stuff I'd have to learn. Pokemon's too big. I'm all set with Ben 10. Yeah, and that feather thing crosses differently to this back elbow. I suppose that's fine. In that case, if the back elbow is supposed to be so different than everything else, then should it all connect, like, towards the wrist? I don't know, because this looks like a mistake, but that is how it's drawn here. I don't know. I think I'm going to have to even it out. I don't know. In the 5-whale universe, it's a little differently. I'm sorry if this affects the lore at all, Drazen. Please let me know. But I gotta do it. Dude, this month is gonna be cool. Hell yeah. Did I play with Lego as a kid? I did not. I used Connects a handful of times, but I didn't really have Lego sets. I played Lego Batman 3 for a little bit. That was kind of fun. And my friend had the Lego Star Wars. But no, I never really had the whole Lego experience. Oh, thank you for the donation, Milton. I appreciate that. I miss Connects. Yeah, they were pretty fun. I remember I went to a science museum as a field trip in, like, very early. It might have even been 2nd grade. And they had a whole bunch of Connects, and I just loved using them. So for Christmas, my mom got me a little set of Connects, and I would just build anything with it. I tried to build Junie Cortez's mech suit from Spy Kids 3 out of Connects. Like, the whole chamber thing, too. I liked how it was, like, sealed away in this big thing. If you've seen the movie. It was just a really cool design. Let's see. I think I've drawn at least 3, counting this one, Drazen aliens that had a mouth on a tail. It might just be 2, but I think I noticed Drazen utilizes the tail a lot in his transformations. It's not just like a part of it. So it's interesting to see what the new tail mechanic is going to be with each transformation. Did I see the Lego movie? I did see the Lego movie. I thought it was pretty good. I saw both Lego movies and the Lego Batman movie. Pretty entertaining. I liked all the songs in the Lego movie too. Really good stuff. Did I ever have a dream job? Sorta? Like, nothing specific, but like my interests have changed. Like, I was really into science. That was my earliest thing. Like biology specifically. So I always thought I would do some type of scientist sort of thing. Like, I'd get involved somehow, but be it like, I don't know, the term scientist is so ambiguous to, like, a 9-year-old. So I'll just be like, I want to be a scientist. And it's, like, so general. But, then I got really into theater for a while. Then, like, I had a couple of jobs working in, like, child education, and I really liked that. But the YouTube stuff and all the Ink Tank stuff was kind of just sprung up on me. I never thought long-term about doing art for a career, nonetheless even doing it this long. So this kind of just worked out in a very unexpected way. Not without effort, I would never call this luck. Like, it was work, but it was just, I was working without a goal. I would just take any opportunity I could and just give it my best shot and, you know, say yes to everything for a while. Now I don't say yes to everything. That got exhausting, but that's what I did. And I just kept making it work. And then eventually I found consistency. And now I have a system, which is good. But for the longest time, it was just say yes to everything and work as hard as you can. And that led to this. Thanks for the donation again, Milton. Ben 10 is officially back. Hell yeah, Ben 10. Let's get a round of applause for Ben 10. And hi, Kuro. Hello, Milton. I am studying optometry. Shit, can't even say it. Yeah, see, that's how far removed I am from science now. But I liked experiments. I liked the digestive system. I liked the human body. I liked animals. All that good stuff. Actually, before I dive into the details, let me get the shapes in there again. Oh, the outer one's supposed to be real thick. Yeah, this one's gonna take a bit of workshopping. When are you gonna finish Damneth? Never. He's cancelled. So he's got this big furry mane. Well, let's... I don't know. How am I gonna do this head? Another thing with a lot of references I get from Drazen is the heads are always at like a 90-degree angle. So like I have to like reinvent how it's going to look when it's facing forward. I notice I draw things forward a lot more, at least like in comparison to the references I get. So having to figure that out. Figure it out. We're going to figure that one out there. And the wing arms still have a muscle mass to it. That's important for it. When am I going to finish Silent Might? Also canceled. Completely wiped from existence. Never to happen again. If I watched the entirety of Steven Universe besides Danny Phantom, would I do 5YL with Ben and Steven Universe instead? Probably not. Like, 5YL was born from like the current status of the community the Danny Phantom fans were in at the time. It was a very unique thing. I didn't just sit down and be like, I want to make a crossover comic. I gotta pick two of my favorite heroes and do it like that. Like, it was made under very specific circumstances in direct response to the Go Ghost Again movement. Steven Universe didn't have the same kind of thing going on. So it literally would only exist with Ben 10 and Danny Phantom together. There's no alternate versions. There wasn't any other shows in consideration. It is exclusively because of Danny Phantom and Ben 10. Let's start getting some shapes in there. Maybe I'll just draw the head facing 90 degrees. Why complicate things? Maybe like right here. Lower, yeah, for a more dynamic angle. Yeah. Let's make some room. I I can turn it a little bit. It can't just be a full 90, you know? Oh, thank you again for the donation. Have I read any absolute DC books? I read the first couple issues of the Batman one, but I just haven't been able to keep up with too many comics. I've really just been, like, very mentally involved in our own projects to the point where, like, even for entertainment and recreation, it's hard for me to keep up with things. Why aren't I gonna finish both Damneth and Silent Might? I just don't feel like it. There has to be a smooth jazz alien for this music. Yeah, right? I assume you meant earlier, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah, let's make the beak, whatever this is, more prominent. Change here with the head shape a little bit. Yeah, these are very interesting shapes to be seen from any other angle other than this one. I think I'm figuring it out so far. Is that an ear? Put that ear in there. You gonna read the new Ben 10 comic? Nah. Did Steven Universe ever spark my interest when it aired? Honestly, no, it didn't. Not a lot of things really did. I also didn't have cable for a while, and I think that's right around when Steven Universe started coming out. I say for a while, I don't think I ever got cable again. I just would watch stuff online or through streaming services or DVDs and stuff, but once I stopped having cable, I've never had it again, and it's been like 15, 16 years or so. It's been a while. It's kind of like a griffin almost. Am I making this too bird-like? I feel like it's more dinosaur-y, but like, I don't know. I think it's fine. Take a shot every time you ask to do reboot breakdowns. Yep. God, I wish. But what about all the fans out there who want to say... Okay, so I was making a joke. I literally started the stream saying when I'm going to finish those aliens, so I'm just kind of making fun of the fact that, like, I already explained it, and now you're asking. I felt like that was clear. I do that a lot on these streams, so I apologize if you were taking me seriously. But, like... I don't know. Maybe you're new to these streams, in which you'll get it, so apologies for misleading you, but obviously I'm going to finish them. Like, why wouldn't I? Didn't I just do a chest badge? No, I put it on the wing. Okay, yeah, we can do a chest badge again. This one has it like right at like the folds of the breasts and the stomach. It looks a little uncomfortable. Maybe if I added like a band there. Yeah, I can kind of have the Omnitrix suit mirror the reference a little bit. Like enough, but not make it look like it's exactly it. Yeah. Then it can be open here. We'll have the circle open too. Catfight is the next episode for the breakdown. That's right. Y'all really want that shit soon? That's nutty. What's my opinion on the Michael Bay Transformers movies? I've only seen the first two. I'm not gonna lie, I barely even remember them, so I don't really have an opinion on them. I liked New Divide. That became my favorite Linkin Park song for a while. But now it's back to being paper cut. Let's see. Well, let's go up. Let's invert the pattern. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Maybe tilt the head down a little bit more. Give him a little bit more of a lean to his pose. Dynamite Ben 10 comes out tomorrow. Will I make a video about it? Hell no. Why would I ever do that? This foot out a little bit more. How many times have I seen a free-for-all with verses with Ben as one of the contestants just started listing all the ways Ben can win? I don't think I've ever seen that. Like a free-for-all with Ben? Is that like, did someone make like a fan animation or something? I'd love to see it, but yeah, I don't think I've seen that. I just saw Backash's Naruto versus Ben 10 animation though. That was pretty good. What's my favorite Ben 10 game? Power Trip. Good stuff. Either that or the first Omniverse game. That one's pretty good too. I think we got a good shape here. Now all of that extra detail, I think I'll figure it out as I do the outline, but I do want to start with a basis, at least with the fingers, to set the stage, because those are very detailed. Did I see the new Michael Jackson movie yet? No, I was thinking about going. When I saw Fantastic Four in IMAX, the projector fucked up, so they gave me a free IMAX ticket to come see any movie I want afterwards, and I was thinking about using it on Michael, but I just haven't had the time. Would I ever make a cosmology on the 5-whale multiverse video? I have a rough draft of one, actually. It's one of my emergency, like, break glass kind of videos in case I need to put something together for an upload. But it's not a priority. But, like, I don't know, if we need something out, maybe for a sponsor or something, I go to this list of videos that I could make, and that's on there. It's not written, like, I don't have a full script, but I got notes and everything put together to give myself a jump start. But we'll see. Oh, my nose is so itchy. It's becoming that time of year again. Also, when will the next episode of 5-whale be released? This summer. I believe I put an announcement out about that already, too. You should check our social medias and videos more. A lot of what you might want to know has already been stated. We try to keep people in the loop as much as we can. I can only pray it's effective. What Cartoon Network show would I cross over with Ben and 5-whale if it wasn't Danny Phantom? Again, like, it would literally not happen that way. If anything, it would be what show would I cross over with Danny Phantom? Like, it was made so specifically in response to the Go Ghost Again movement. There wasn't a blank origin and an agenda to fill. It just wouldn't have happened that way. So I can't answer. Additionally, I just don't really care about any other shows as much. Like, as passionate as I am about Danny Phantom and Ben 10, I really don't care about much animation other than that. Other than, like, through very casual means. I'm pretty sure those, like, I mean, I've seen some other shows in full, like Avatar and Code Lyoko, and I'm watching Invincible right now, but, like, I don't think I'd ever have the energy to care enough to do something with them on such a scale that I have with these other shows, Ben 10 and Danny Phantom. With anything else, like, the love just isn't there. It's only Ben 10 and Danny Phantom. Do I think I would ever do something like this? There's no alternate routes. There's no other options. What about Invincible? Again, like, I like it, I enjoy it, I'll watch it, but I don't love it nearly as much enough to do a whole, you know, Patreon supported fan series for 9 years. It's just, that's not what I'm trying to do. That's why there's no 5YL season 2. That's why there's not going to be any other things like that. It's just, I can't stress it enough. It was made with such a specific reason and intention, and it only exists through what it is. There's nothing else. What resolution do I use for drawings? Right now, the commissions, I typically do 10 inches by 10 inches, but this one I'm doing 12 by 10 because he's so big. As for comic pages, I'd have to check. What's the Go Ghost Again movement? It was essentially a campaign to try to get Danny Phantom back on the air. It existed for a while, and it really gained traction when Butch Hartman first started coming to YouTube back in like 2017. It had like a second life. He was doing the whole Danny Phantom 10 years later video series. Do you see where I'm going with this? 10 years later. And I really wanted to be a part of it. I wanted to do something and make something that can help contribute to it. So I figured if I made like a really good fan comic and it did well enough, maybe it can help bring more attention to Danny Phantom. And then I threw Ben 10 in there because I love Ben 10. I was like, hey, If I can get all the Danny Phantom fans to start watching Ben 10, it's a win-win. And then overwhelmingly, the Ben 10 fans took over the entire fan base. I had no idea Ben 10 had this level of support going into this at all. If anything, it seemed like Danny Phantom had so much support, and it still like kind of does in general. Like, you walk down the street, at least for me, you ask if somebody's seen Ben 10 or Danny Phantom, 9 times out of 10 they're gonna say Danny Phantom, or at best they'll say like they'll watch the classic series of Ben 10 a little bit but fell off after Alien Force. It was like, and you see so much more Danny Phantom cosplayers. There's you know, it's still crazy huge on a AO3 or whatever it is in a Tumblr. He's in so many crossover games. He was like in Nicktoons Brawl. He was in that recent Renaissance game that came out. Ben 10 just never had that kind of love until like very, very recently. Even when my YouTube stuff started taking off, it was all just through YouTube. Like the U2s, the keychains, the Dynamite comic, the freaking Daylight Curfew hoodies and everything. That was all just a pipe dream. Like, it was an uphill battle getting Ben 10 to be as popular so openly as it is now. How's the Beyond series and moving coming along? They're coming out pretty good. You know, we're still working on it as much as we can. Every day. That's all I can really say about it. Okay. He's also got fur too. Let me figure out some of his face. I might go less hard on the beak. Get that branch in there, that eye branch. Ben 10 is a bigger franchise though, right? But it just wasn't there. It was a completely different landscape when I first started doing 5YL. Omniverse was over. People didn't respect the reboot nearly as much as they do now. Derek was pretty much the only crew member still talking to fans. We have Duncan now, but he wasn't like doing it as frequently as he does now back then. And then power scaling had a huge wave of popularity, and Ben 10 kind of hopped on that with my Goku video, and the rest is history. But it's easy to forget it really wasn't like this for a long time. And it didn't just happen overnight either. It was a growth. Like, you know, now we got more Ben 10 YouTubers. Dan Boy Wonder, Grey Matter Fanboy, Dr. Wardy. Like, it was literally just me in the Ink Tank for years too. Like, it's so different. It's nuts. It's really hard to imagine the reality we're in now back when this started. But yeah, if it wasn't for the Go Ghost Again movement, I wouldn't have done any of this. There was no other options. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up with the chat now. Remember when Warner Brothers got sold to Paramount, owns Danny Phantom while Warner's owns Ben 10? So does that mean a crossover is more possible? It does, yeah. It does seem possible. Yeah, you're definitely right. Ben 10 is a lot more niche than Danny Phantom. Glad it's finally getting traction. Yeah, it's insane to think about how people view Ben 10 and Danny Phantom now versus back then. It's like night and day. Oh, Devin Lucas, thank you for your support. Hi, Rob. How you doing? I ordered a Kuro Skull t-shirt to support the ink tank, and it hasn't arrived yet. Thank you. Yeah, it took a while for mine to come, too. Ever since all the new tariffs and shipping, it's been pretty tricky trying to get things out. Shipping takes so much longer, but yeah, mine took pretty long as well. So, it's coming. But, you know, until this country gets its shit together, this is just where we're at right now. After 5 years later and beyond, what am I gonna do after that? I don't know. Make a mojito? That'd be nice. I just learned how to do one last weekend. Now I'm kind of obsessed with it. The trick is to let it sit, because once you muddle the mint, it's not going to instantly like seep all of its delicious minty flavors into the cup. You gotta let it soak into the liquid. Give it time. This thing is friggin' creepy as hell. Let me move the... I think I need to move the teeth up a little bit. God, my face is so itchy. Oh, I hate this weather. Yeah, the teeth really do just kind of stick out like that, huh? Maybe this gets pushed. Looks like something out of Labyrinth. Six years later, yeah, 6YL, baby. That's what we're doing. You got us. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna try doing some outlines now, just to really assess the shapes. And from there, I think everything else will fall into place a lot easier than I'm allowing it to right now. It's been a real battle to get Ben 10 out, and as a fan since 2005, I'm really excited for this new era Ben 10's entering. Yes, me too. I think it's really come such a long way, and now we're at a point where we're finally starting to see a new wave, like a new generation, like truly a new generation, even more so than what the reboot was supposed to do of Ben 10 and its legacy. think I finally figured out that shape too that they do. Yep. So it's a regular curve around the knuckle, then an inward curve starting from the next one. I getcha. I done figured you out there, bucko. Trying to fucking trick me. I'll come find you. Is Cartoon Network even a thing anymore? I actually don't think so. But Warner Brothers is. Yo, what's up, Talking D? Thanks for tuning in. Hi ho, neighbor. Have yourself a wonderful Merry Christmas. Do I think 5OL Ben would need to activate the Powerhouse playlist to defeat Thrag? Nah. If any of y'all had read the comics, you know, without spoiling anything, I feel like Ben could replicate that pretty easily without needing like Atomics or Waybig or anything. I saw an influencer summarize the comic. That's the worst thing I've heard all day. I'm just kidding. No, but truthfully, everybody really needs to go get that comic, though. We gotta show that Ben 10 still has soldiers out there. Curved. Oh, this is kind of catchy. So what's it like watching Ben 10 for the first time? Oh man, I remember when I first saw Ben 10, I felt like I wasn't allowed to watch it because it was so different from a lot of other things I've seen. I either watched like simpler cartoons or sitcoms, and I was blown away. I was instantly hooked. I thought it was so freaking good. Yeah, I'll have my video out tomorrow on the Dynamite comic. Should be pretty good. Pretty good. The comic literally drops tomorrow. I don't get why they wouldn't wait to drop their summary. I don't get why people would watch it, to be honest. I mean, I have a little bit of a summary in my video, but it's mostly just to point out commentary and facts. I'm not just sitting there giving a straightforward play-by-play and adding nothing of value. Because I've seen content creators do that. They just tell you what happens and then call it a day. Like, I don't get it. You know? Put some love in there. Put some sauce in there. Say something nobody else is saying. Like, are people really watching that stuff? I guess. Can't be me, though. Spoiler alert, Ben's parents aren't getting divorced. That was just made up as a joke. No, I can speak about that because those pages are released. I feel like somebody misinterpreted what Gwen was saying when she said that Ben was only on the vacation with them because his parents didn't want him around. I think somebody took that as like, oh, they didn't want him around because they're getting divorced. Unless whoever made that up came forward and straight up said, yeah, I was lying as a joke. But I could see it being like a misinterpretation. In fact, you know what? I kind of want these to be thicker. I refuse to watch a summary if I'm planning to read it myself. Yeah, I mean, if anything, you can get like another person's perspective out of it, but I'm talking about the creators that are like straight up just like recapping it and then call it a day. And they're basically just like, you know, reading a Wikipedia article as content. And then there's people that don't even use their voice, they'll just use like the chat bot from TikTok or something. Like, what is this? What is this? Genuinely. I don't know. At that point, like, you're not even in it for the love of the game. You're just, like, making shit for no reason. In defense of the chatbot, maybe they're not sure they want to put their voice online. I mean, I have a very controversial opinion about that. So, strictly speaking from my own personal preference and not as a guide for what makes a good content creator, I feel like if you're not putting at least some form of yourself out there and you actually want to gain a following, it's gonna be so challenging. You gotta do something. If you don't want your face on there, sure. If you don't want your voice on there, sure. You don't want your name on there, sure. It's happening again. I can feel Photoshop crashing. Give me a sec. I meant to add a disclaimer at the start of the stream too. Like, this has been happening a lot lately. Photoshop just starts crashing when I'm live. But yeah, but a combination of all three. You don't put your name, face, or your voice out there. Like, what? I don't know. Like, what happens if you blow up? It feels very counterproductive to me, and I feel like not only will it be unavoidable, they're gonna find something out, but at the same time it feels less personable. Like, I like content where it feels like, you know, there's some type of individuality, like an imprint on there. When it comes to like making videos and stuff. Oh, I think I fixed it, or I just waited it out. Either way, we're back, baby. Again, like, this is all just my personal preferences, but like, you gotta put some form of yourself out there, just a little piece, and make it special. Like, that's what I look for. I don't want just like news and facts read to me through a robot voice. with nothing of substance to add. I can do my own research if that's what it comes to. I guess that's the difference between like content for entertainment and content for information. But like people will do informative content and frame it like it's entertainment. Like, oh, check out this channel, like please support my channel and everything. And it's just nothing. It's just like chatbot articles with a voice filter and like very sloppy B-roll, and there's no personality or nothing. Like, but they'll market it as if it's like them, like that's what they're doing, and they deserve some sort of gratification through it. I'm like, no, I mean, then just go do research. I don't know, like it's just baffling to me. I don't get how we're supposed to respect an entertainment value out of that. We're starting to get some form there. Am I surprised that Overflow is in the comic? Yes, I am. I actually am, because of everything they've said about it, the tone they're going for, their idealized version of Ben. Because from what I gathered through just my own speculation, is an alien like Overflow was made for the reboot. And that makes sense because of what the reboot was trying to do. Like, Overflow is very clearly a reboot-flavored alien in appearance and functionality, in his voice at the time. So when Man of Action is saying, like, they want this to be their perfect vision of Ben 10, their absolute, it's very curious to me that they're bringing Overflow along for the ride. Like, is Overflow part of your perfect vision for Ben 10, or are y'all just saying that? Like... Or maybe they could really just like Overflow. They really could. I'm just saying, I'm surprised. I did not see that coming. More than Wild Mutt? Perfect vision of Ben 10 includes Overflow but not Wild Mutt. That's why I'm surprised. Don't worry, Kuro. Issue 100, he will unlock Swamp Fire. Oh, fuck yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. Get my smelly swamp rag on the page ASAP. I have to agree heavily, because as a streamer and content creator, I have a name, and that is my own name, but in Japanese and my own voice, and because that's me. Yeah, it's good to put yourself out there. I mean, to put it simply, like, people really do relate to content when it feels more personable. Like, that's a big part of why, I don't know how long some of y'all have been around, but I stepped away from the channel for a bit, and it just seemed like things worked better when I was there and trying to like really give my own flavor and take and connect with people, and it just works a lot better. Whereas if I just wrote scripts with no commentary, just pure information, put it in Microsoft Sam, and then AI'd some B-roll, you know, I'd rather die. There's no love there. You gotta have love in it. People can tell. They really can. I wonder how Way Big would look in the comic. Yeah, that'd be really neat to see. How would they translate Way Big into this Dynamite horror universe? You walked in, everything fit at the black, and let you see Hello, Mochi. Momo, Mimi, Momo. You know what? I feel like Kuro's Way Big would fit the comic style. I could see that. Yeah, the 5 whale Way Big is is very cosmic horror inspired. Actually, no, you're not. You're being very reasonable and wanting attention, but it's extremely inconvenient for me right now, and I'm sorry I can't give it to you. All up in my face. Vilgax looks like Davy Jones on steroids. Yeah, I have some thoughts about him. Y'all will hear tomorrow. I have thoughts on everything. Everything! She's saying miracle or maraca? Miracle. You feel like a maraca. Are you sure? Oh, thank you for the donation, Sketchy. Ben after changing into Swamp Fire during a climactic fight in issue 200. This is for you, Kuro T artist. Oh man. If that actually happened, I would custom order a golden frame and hang it above my bed. Like 24 karat gold. Oh, that's funny. Do I have any tips on how to make a comic? Panel placement. It's so important. I've seen some images of oh shit, what's his name? I feel so bad. Not Cory Walker. The other one. Oh shit, why am I forgetting? Audley? Wait. Oh god, I have to look it up. Who does Battle Beast right now? Who's doing the main Battle Beast run? I've seen some major panels, like significant moments here and there in pages from it, and I can already tell his panel placement is freaking beautiful. Like, it's so energetic. In fact, there was one I saved because I was so inspired by it. It made me love the idea of doing comics again and not just adapting it for the motion comic. Right here, I think I have it saved right here. I can show you. This one right here, warning, it is kind of graphic. But this page right here, this is something you can only get in comics. Like, look at this, the raw energy. They're using panels right here just to like help emphasize the overall flow and shape of the scene. You see it going like stretching like this, and like these little bitty panels here still add to it, and everything has like this clockwise shape, and you're able to follow the flow of the scene. You got Mark slamming backwards right here, emphasized more by these backgrounds, which he doesn't completely line up with any of them, so you feel the rush of it. And then you see Battle Beast coming forward as a silhouette, and then marry the action with a big old swing. You get a reaction of Mark and of Battle Beast, and it's so good. It's not just straightforward like in this panel he gets knocked back. In this panel, he's running up. In this panel, he reacts. In this panel, he swings. Like, this page is perfect in every single way. It's amazing. So, yeah, like, make sure you're drawing a comic, too. You're not drawing a storyboard. You're drawing a comic. That's really important. Without spoiling, I feel like that's probably one of the weakest parts of episode 14, unfortunately. Is it's being drawn very heavily with the motion comic in mind, that I feel like it compromises the comic aspect a little bit, but I am trying to keep it in mind as much as I can. I don't want it to just be straightforward storyboards compiled together, but there are certainly scenes where it's going to feel that way because it looks better in the motion comic. But I think in terms of panel placement, some of my proudest comic pages are around chapters 8, 9, and 11, I think. 8, 9, and 11, I think, have my strongest paneling. God, that page is so good. I'm mesmerized by it. Makes me want to go read Battle Beast, but then I need to find the time. Time! That panel looks like something you'd see in Happy Tree Friends. I mean, with the violence of it, but Happy Tree Friends is a lot more comedic, whereas that is just pure energy and raw combat. Happy Tree Friends is, you know, battles and everything is more of a punchline. But if you close your eyes, do I think I'd ever print 5YL? I wouldn't be able to sell it, but I am interested in doing a few prints just like for fun to have it. But that's one of the biggest tricks of doing 5YL is I can't directly profit off of it or claim any ownership over any of the IPs. Like the Patreon and memberships work because it's not like paying to see the comic, and it's all donations, and it helps us pay for like the voice actors and everything, but it's not like we're selling 5YL. We're claiming that we own Ben 10 or Danny Phantom. So, you know, if we were to print pages, like full-on chapters, we would have to give it away for free. Or get Warner Brothers and Paramount to license it to us. Both of which, for multitudes of reasons, is just not gonna happen. But I mean, you're free to print it out yourself. Like, I really don't mind. Just download the pages and, you know, go to Staples or your local library and print it. I'm totally cool with that. I just can't do it for you and sell it to you. You liked the Fortnite collab with Ben 10? I did. I enjoyed playing Fortnite a lot more than I thought. I hear so many things about it. A lot of negative things, to be frank, and I was going in it expecting to play a bad game, and I actually had a lot of fun. I was like, I'm enjoying this a lot. This is some pretty fun gameplay. I don't get why Fortnite has such a bad rep. I told that to the Ink Tank, and they told me they do like some shitty business practices sometimes, which I guess, you know, is very valid, especially if they're screwing over artists and stuff. I don't know the full details of it. I wasn't there for any of it, but, you know, I trust their word. But speaking strictly in gameplay mechanics and the experience, I don't get it. I think it's very fun, and I liked playing as Ben 10 in Fortnite. I don't know if I'd keep up with it because of time, but I'd be down to play it again. And the behavior towards competitive, like just fully listening to them over anything else. Oh, does it have like a very harsh community in competitions? I can see that being deterring as well. I was just playing with Stan and some other YouTubers you can see in a video on Stan Hanrahan's channel, but we weren't like listening to the main chat or anything, so I don't know how toxic or hectic it can get. Enhanced walking. Have I seen the Spider-Man brand new day trailer? I have. I think they did a good job not spoiling too much. So I'm happy about that. And, you know, I was going to go see it anyways, so they didn't really need to sell me on it. I'm going to see it. I'm just more excited now. I love Spider-Man. I just rewatched Across and Into the Spider-Verse a couple weeks ago. Those are such solid films. They're so good. Hard to believe that Into the Spider-Verse came out in 2018. What was that, 8 years ago? You're killing me, Smalls. Definitely something I'll do as your comic is part of what got me back into reading comics and deserves to be part of my comic collection. Oh, dope! Hell yeah. I hope you enjoy it in physical form. I will have a 13 and 14 printed, or not printed, but like in comic form some point this year. I have most of 13 done, it's just the Alien X fight. As for 14, it's kind of half and half. Like, there's one scene where I drew a bunch of extra assets because in animation it'll look a lot better having like specific poses and head frames and stuff for lines of dialogue that there's just not enough room on the page to include. So I already know I've drawn things that aren't going to be in the comic because they just won't fit. It'll make it too messy. So it's just figuring out all of that stuff. Yeah, so far just some of the shapes I'm doing around the armor are different from male to female, but I am trying to keep them as similar as I can without just drawing the exact same thing. When is Thrag showing up in 5YL? Oh man, just wait until Divinity gets his ass fucking whooped and he needs reinforcements. You see Thrag pull up, Thanos, Darkseid, Bill Cipher, whoever the fuck is there, Rick Sanchez, he's gonna be there. My dad. I can't wait for Wobble Invincible to show up and save the day. Hell yeah. Now y'all are getting it. Are you reading my notes? The real question is Swampfire going to be in Avengers Doomsday? If they want their movie to be good, they would. It shouldn't even be a question. Like, if Swampfire's not in there and there's only 10 minutes left of the film, I'm walking the fuck out. If he shows up after that, you should have done it earlier. I remember discovering 5Whale off some YouTuber and then started reading on your website when I was 14 or 15. Now I'm 23, turning 24 in July. Oh wow, I'm surprised there were other YouTubers talking about it back then. It's had quite the journey. 5 and Y and L and everywhere. Anodite Ben will return in Avengers Doomsday. God, I hope so. Do y'all remember when Derek posted that fake picture of Anodite Ben way back in the day to mess with people? And it took years to get everybody on the same page that it was fake? That was a wild time. It's so good though. I thought Ben 10 vs. the Universe would be a whole crossover type thing when I first saw the title. Oh, like he's fighting people around the universe? I thought they would at least like go out in space more. He kind of just, he bet the incursions and he went to the Null Void? It's like Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. The title created a much larger spectrum of expectations than what ended up being there. And it made what actually was there, which was pretty good, seem a lot less significant. Like, they shouldn't have called it Ben 10 vs. the Universe. The versus is the court part. Yeah, but still, it's like versus. I don't know, whoever's like in the incursion ship. It just didn't feel grandiose. I remember the Walkatrouts and the spiders. What were the last few songs? There was FWMT by Mushkilla. Before that was Impact by Keegan Consor, Konsor. And then, oh, it's starting to scroll. Shiva Stuti, Stuti by Vince Yara. Okay. I think this pupil needs to be pushed a little bit further. Yeah. What happens when the Omnitrix check engine light shows up? Knowing Ben, he would just ignore it until the bad thing actually happened, and then Azimuth calls him up, and he was like, I set the light. Why didn't you do the maintenance? Okay, now these arms are pretty big and beefy. What are the other Celestial Sapiens in 5YL? Would they not know about Divinity's plan? Oh, they know. They just don't pick sides. You know, that, like, if they pick sides, that would them basically be saying Ben is right. And Ben's whole thing is he's basing everything off of the logic of his personal perspective in his own universe. And Divinity's just like, we just straight up don't see things like that way. It's like arguing with a lion why it shouldn't go hunt and kill gazelle. Like, of course it's gonna do that. It's a lion. And Ben's trying to tell a lion not to be a lion. Because to him, hunting down and ripping something's throat out while it's still alive is pretty fucking crazy. But, like, to a lion, that's just how it is. And a Celestial Sapien coming in and being like, you're right because you are. You know, you guys gotta think about the fact that, like, it's a battle of morality. If you were a Celestial Sapien in charge of the entire multiverse with infinite universes and perspectives on life, why would you even get involved? Like, why would you care? You're just a bunch of ants fighting. Let's see. So that one, I think I do need to flesh out a little bit. This part up here I still need to figure out a little bit more because it's different than the wing ones. Yeah, it is. I can make sure it's all round and everything later. Yeah. Okay, thank you. I've been wondering about the whole time since I got into 5 years later. Yeah, like, we're seeing things through Ben's eyes. That doesn't mean he's right. That doesn't mean Divinity's right either, but it's like when you're an objective perspective like a Celestial Sapien, it doesn't mean anything to you. The Celestial saw where the art direction for Ultimate Alien was going and went, time to step in. Yeah. They're major art critics. They'll let multiverses die, but as long as it's pretty. Is this a custom transformation? Yes, this is the Kai Massive alien commissioned by Drazen Dragon, the current head of the wiki. I was doing the arms with the arm spikes with actual points, but the nails rounded. I think it kind of works though. The arms need a little bit more natural defense, whereas the hands, like the fists, are probably strong enough on their own without needing to be full-on super duper sharp claws. I haven't caught any streams with Josh. Has he shared any neat stories? Yeah, he was on our last stream last week, which is still archived on the channel. He was talking a little bit about like his own comic experience. He was talking about what it was like to work with Derek, how he admired how bold and direct he was when he didn't like something artistically or just fan opinions. He seemed to have a big respect for Derek's bluntness, which was really nice to hear. Yeah, there's some good stuff in that stream. Is the head too big? Maybe the body isn't big enough. Let's see. What is it with the back? I think it's just because in the reference image the arms are up, so it gives the illusion there's a lot more going on behind him. Versus in here I have two arms down, so there's nothing back there. Maybe I can extend the mane a little more, just to fill up some space. That could be productive. Just give it a little bit more balance between the front and back. When I am done getting the comics printed, I'll show it off in the Discord. Sweet. Yes, tag me in that. I would love to see that. Whew. Oh, now we're gonna get the instrumental version of this song, right? Nope. Oh boy. Oh no, I'm feeling another lag on Photoshop. 4K. Why doth thy happen to me? think I could fight through it a little bit longer. I don't want to have to end this one early either, though. That would suck. That would suck butts. Center stroke? There we go. Maybe even a little bit smaller. There we go. Nice. Nice. We're getting to that point where this is going to keep happening. I'm going to change the playlist. Let's see. Epidemic Essentials. Can we leave C7 in 2025? I can agree with 7. C7. Are you sea salt? Hell yeah, I'm Himalayan pink salt. Oh, my neck. Oh, I just popped it. Wow. Wowzers. Zoo-wee, mama. Ooh, mama. Mama! Ooh. There's something in my eye. It stings so much, please get me a blue towel. Yep, okay. Yup. Yup, yup. As an artist, managing to put a circle in the right place with the circle tool is the ultimate absolute satisfaction. Yep, sometimes the circle tool can be a little tricky, a little against the flow of what we're trying to get done. But when it works, it works. Do you think if ever given the opportunity and with crowdfunding I'd ever come to a London convention? Absolutely. I mean, I think some conventions even like fly you out depending on if they take you as a guest or if you're just in the artist alley. But I would absolutely love to do that. I'd go to any convention pretty much. But sure, I mean, if crowdfunding is also what it takes, I don't know if I'd be able to put something like that together anytime soon, but you know, if the community wants to put something like that together and make it happen, I'll fully support it and commit to it. Did I do any more work on the alien I did with KJM Arch? Oh yeah, he's done. He's been done for a bit. Same with Hawkdown's alien. I'm still working on Dai's alien though. What shape did I do? Oh yeah. What do I plan on doing after 5YL? Depends how hungry I am. Always good for an egg and avocado sandwich, always. But, you know, maybe it's a meatloaf night. You never know. Ask ChatGPT to argue. No, don't ask ChatGPT whatever. GPT. Don't ask it anything. I respect you significantly less if you use ChatGPT. It hurts me to my core, my heart, my soul. Think for yourself. You don't need the opinion of a robot. Are these nails the same size? Yeah, just about. They also can differ a little too, like the arm hands and the wing hands do have differences already. We've established that, so it should be okay. Asking ChatGPT anything guarantees you killed one turtle. Facts. Like, I don't know how people can hear all this shit about how terrible it is, like, for our planet alone. Nonetheless, the artistic integrity and creativity, and just be like, yeah, I'm still gonna do it, though. Like, go fuck yourself. Like, holy shit, like, you're hearing how actively terrible and harmful this is, and you're still gonna do it. Like, that's insane. It's for school, though. What school requires you to use AI? That's some bullshit. School is literally for learning. Using AI assistance is quite literally, and I mean this quite literally, the exact opposite. You're not learning shit. And you're killing the planet. The school is not asking you to use AI. I can promise you that. I can promise you. And if they are, they should not be in education. In 30 years, when we do irreversible damage to the planet, we all had the chance to stop it. We really did. And we just decided, fuck it. I want memes. I want AI songs. I want to not think for myself. And you're dooming the whole planet. And I will hold it against you. All of you. You treacherous fiends. I'm gonna start villain monologuing if I don't stop. I'll go all poison ivy on you. Kuro the villain. Yeah, that'd be fun. I'll grow my mustache real long just for y'all. I'll buy a train. I don't know, a train seemed like a villain thing. Like, you gotta own a train. Or at least rob one. My uni banned it except for grammar. Has an AI policy. Well, I mean, there is spell check. Like, I guess it depends how deep you want to define AI. Like, the NPCs in your video games are AI, but I think, like, there's a pretty, like, colloquial terminology of, like, what people expect when you hear AI nowadays versus, like, the literal definition of AI, which is basically anything that's, like, automated in a way. It's artificial intelligence, but, like, generative, I guess, would be a good way to separate it. Generative AI. No thank you, good sir. No thank you. No more of this, please. Please bring that back to the chef. Okay. Once I finish up this hand, I think I might call it for now. Feeling a little weary. And after this, it's going to be more exploration. I knew this one would take a bit, but at least we got some good groundwork made. There's a lot of finagling. I might have to do an entirely different part 2 just for him. Then a part 2 doing all the other ones. Then I got to finish Dyes. Then we have another guest coming on at the end of this month. Dux is coming on. Quack quack. It's gonna be a quacking good time. Take a look at the chat for a little bit, but I do think my limit has been reached for the day. Is Five Whales specifically a one-time story, or is there a possibility we can get another story set within? It's actually crazy you ask that. I went on a whole spiel about that earlier in this stream, so past me from like an hour ago can probably explain it better, but short answer is, yeah, it's a one-time thing, and that's it. Favorite beer brand? Probably Coronas. Paul got me hooked on those, and my buddy Joey. I like some IPAs. There's a big, you know, disdain for IPAs, but I really don't mind them. I've had some pretty delicious ones, actually, but there's a local brewery near me, and they're always doing, like, other local brews, like home brews, like people from around. So sometimes we'll get flavors that just aren't mass-produced, and there's a limited amount. So, like, I'll find a flavor, I'll love it, and then that's it. That's all that exists forever. It's never going to be made again. So I try not to fall too much in love with any specific flavor. But yeah, Coronas. If I'm going out, I'll either have a gin and tonic or a Corona. And I switch between, like, how drunk I'm feeling. Local beer sounds nice. Yeah, it's always fresh, it's tasty, and, like, people get crafty with it because they're doing it for fun. So they'll, like, they don't, like, flavor it, like, super heavy, like a syrupy kind of flavor, or, like, you know, how you would flavor, like, a Truly or any other type of, like, seltzer-based beer, like, beverage. But they do add some zing to it, different spices. Christmas time they had a little bit of peppermint in one, peppermint and cinnamon. Just enough, though. Again, not overbearing, but just enough. It was really good. Ryan Ottley and Corey Walker. Yes, that is who I was trying to think of earlier, actually. Ryan Ottley is the one who does Battle Beast. That's who I was talking about earlier. Between the two for Invincible, it's hard. Because both of their artwork, you can really break it down to the coloring. Like, my conspiracy theory is a lot of Corey's art gets flack because the coloring wasn't strong, but the line work and shape language is there. But if some of the people who did the coloring for Ryan's art did Corey's art and gave it that same level of love and care, I think Corey's art would pop a lot more than people give it credit for. Do I drink more beer or wine? I drink them both about the same. If anything, I drink harder alcohols. Beer, just because too much beer, you get bloated super fast, and then I just feel slow and sweaty all day. Wine, I can only have so much before it gives me headaches, especially if I'm dehydrated. So usually if I'm drinking, I'll go for, like, yeah, gin and tonic, or like a vodka cranberry or something like that. Like, usually like a hard alcohol with a juice. Or sometimes just shots, like, keep it minimal liquid, because the more you drink, you know, the more you have to piss. And I'm not trying to be pissing all the time, so, you know, if you drink a harder liquor, that's less liquid going in your body, so that's less you have to drink. What about rum? Rum's pretty good. I think the one I like the least, yeah, it might be rum, but just from, like, I've had some really bad rum before. I've had some really good rum, but, like, when I think of, like, all the good, like, rum, vodka, tequilas, or whatever I had, and all the bad rum, vodka, tequilas, the bad rum that I had was absolutely the worst. It was terrible. Horrible. But yeah, I've also had some very good rum too, so I would drink rum. I don't drink for personal reasons, but I'm interested in the history and process behind alcohol. Yeah, I mean, it's got a lot of, like, different things. Like, it was a very big trade and import for a lot of different countries. And, you know, if you get into, like, the regional aspects, like when Kellen and I went to Ireland, we went to the Jameson factory, and it was really interesting seeing their story. And they actually showed how they made all of it. So it's interesting. And also just, like, the different flavors, like, there's like a whole culture surrounding it, which is also what makes it very dangerous too. You know, you got, like, the wine heads who are, like, very, like, pompous with, like, their vineyards and whatever. Then, you know, brewing has become such a big thing in recent times, especially, like, the IPAs, like I was talking about, home brews, people making brews in, like, their garage and stuff. It's definitely had a lot more culture added into it recently, as well as, like, way back in the day. I feel like towards, like, you know, between, like, at least from my memory and experience, between, like, the 50s up to, like, late 2000s or so, there was kind of a lull. It's just, like, you drink to get drunk, and that's all there is to it. But now they're starting to become, like, more accents to it. I'll pass this along. Red or white wine? White wine is sweeter, but red is allegedly better for your heart. So whenever I have wine, like, I just think to myself, like, ooh, I don't feel as bad if I drink red wine. But it's also much more bitter. It's a lot less tasty. And most wine is, like, served room temperature. You're actually not supposed to put ice in it because it affects the flavor or whatever. I don't give a shit. If I'm home and I have a bottle of wine, I'm putting ice in it. If you go out and you order wine, unless you ask, they're not going to put ice in it. You're drinking room temperature grape alcohol. And a lot of it can taste pretty bitter. So how often do you drink? It depends. Depends how much free time I have. And also, like, what I'm doing. Like, there's periods of times where I'm just, like, way too busy and, like, on my shit. And just, you know, I can't drink or else I can't do anything. And there's days where I'll just be like, I'm so fucking bored. You know, I just start having drinks. Or, like, if I go out, too. Like, out with friends or something, we go out to karaoke. Or at restaurants, sometimes I always check their menu to see if they have a unique drink. Most restaurants will have, like, a special drink that only they have. So I always try to, if I'm at a restaurant and I'm gonna get a drink, I always go for that one. Like, whatever it is, doesn't even matter what it is. Like, whatever your specific thing that I can't get anywhere else here, just to have that experience. And it could be very hit or miss. I went to a restaurant one time. They had a drink called, what was it? It was like the funky something. No, the Dr. Funk. And I was like, that's interesting. And it didn't say what it was made of. So I went up, the waiter came around. I was like, yeah, can I have the Dr. Funk? He looked straight at me. He was like, don't order that. So I was like, okay. And I did it. I was like, damn, that must be terrible. I went back like a couple months later and just out of pure curiosity, I was like, I'm going to do it. I ordered it. That waiter I had at that time did deter me. I tried it. Terrible. He was right. It was one of the worst drinks I've ever had. And I'm thinking to myself, like, if it sucks and people who work there knows it sucks, why are they selling this? Why is this on the menu? Are they just fucking with you? Is that why they don't tell you what's in it? Is this a prank? They're trying to get people? I don't know. It was very amusing. Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey is my favorite whiskey. Highly recommend it. Yeah, I liked honey whiskey for a bit. If I drink the same thing for too often, I start tasting the patterns in it a little too much, if that makes sense. Like, when I was drinking that, as my go-to, after a while, all I could taste was like the honey flavor syrup in it. So I had to switch that up. How do we feel about Dr. Pepper? Dr. Pepper's pretty good. It's pretty cherry flavored, pretty delicious. That happened to me, but with iced coffee. Yeah, same. I'm off iced coffee now. I can't do it anymore. I have to, like, not have it for a long time, and then maybe I'll come back to it. This has turned into a beverage analysis stream. That's interesting. That's fun, though. How long is the finale of 5OL going to be? Like, minutes-wise? I'm not sure right now, because there's a couple of additional assets I'm getting that will definitely change the length and is in fluctuation. I can say this, it's not going to be as long as episode 13. Episode 13 was like the big shebang of fantasticalism, if I would to put it simply. Like, it's not going to be as long as that. That was a 40-minute crazy train. But it is going to be longer than the average episode. So maybe 30, maybe 35 minutes, maybe 25. I don't know. Because the average episode is like 10 to 20 minutes. I would say at best like 25 to 35 minutes sounds about right. Maybe 30. Let's call it 30. We'll see. Maybe 25. Maybe 30. I stopped drinking Pepsi for the same reasons. Got way used to flavor. Yeah, I'm not even that big into soda, to be honest. Like, I'm friends with a lot of big soda drinkers. I just can't do it. Like, I grew up not drinking a lot of soda, so maybe that's it. Like, I'm conditioned to not like it. But, you know, even like not just the classic Coca-Colas and stuff, like Mountain Dews or Sprites or ginger ales. It's just like I would rather have water, lemonade, or if the event is appropriate, some type of like cocktail. But I'm really not a big soda person. A lot of sweets too. I'm not big on cake. I'm not big on, you know, cupcakes or any type of like pastry, donuts, waffles, pancakes. I don't know. Now I'm just saying shit. Sounds boring, but water is unironically my favorite beverage. It's really not that crazy. Like, it's water. Like, how could you hate water? And it's the best thing you could ever drink. It's good to have water as your favorite beverage. I think I would have to agree to that. Like, if I could have anything, but I really needed, like, a drink, I would just say, yeah, get me some water. I heard US soda is just too much. That could be a thing, too. Like, the difference is, like going back to when I was in Ireland, I had some of the same things I had that we have here in America. It's like night and day. Their Fanta is different. Their ginger ale is different. Even their tonic is different. It's, yeah, the shit they're feeding us over here. They're trying to kill us. They're trying to kill us. And it's working. Oh boy. I kind of cut down on dairy. Yeah, dairy I can ease back on. I used to love like drinking a glass of milk like as a kid, and now I don't know, the idea of it just doesn't make me feel great. Even like cheese, like putting cheese on stuff. If I'm getting a burger, I won't put cheese on it anymore. Like, I love it, like it tastes good, but I just don't have the desire. Like, I can't eat this burger without some cheese. Like, I'll do it without cheese, that's fine. No cream in my coffee, stuff like that. Not a big fan of eggs. I am huge on eggs. I gotta disagree with that. I love eggs. I eat eggs almost every single day. Scrambled, omelet, fried, boiled, soft boiled, and hard. So good, poached. Yeah. You guys drink soda containing petrol, so I've heard. Yeah, I mean, me personally, I don't even like soda that much, so at least I'm staying away from it. But yeah, we're really getting fucked over here with the stuff they're putting in our beverages. It's crazy. Do you eat as many eggs as Gaston from Beauty and the Beast? I will say, the most amount of eggs that I'm aware of that I've eaten in one sitting. And I say that I'm aware because, like, there's eggs in, like, recipes and stuff. But for my 18th birthday, there was this breakfast place that had one of those challenge kind of things, like eat this dish and you in this amount of time you get it for free. And I was like, fuck it, you know. And I had a black hole of a stomach when I was that young, 18. They had a 12 egg omelet. It was 12 whole eggs, a full dozen eggs to make an omelet, stuffed with like meats, veggies, cheeses, and everything, and a whole side of hash browns. I ate the whole damn thing. They served it to me on a pizza dish, like something that's supposed to be for a large pizza. That's how big it was. It was crazy. I don't know how I did it. Now that much food could last me 2 days. I don't eat too much anymore. That's way too much. I used to be able to like eat an entire large pizza by myself. Now I'll have 2 slices. I'll be all right. Maybe go back for another slice in about an hour or so. It was nutty. Oh yeah, we're at 4. I gotta do more streams where I'm just like casually talking to y'all. This is great. But I know, like, we got some aliens to make. I got 4 aliens on deck now. I got Kai Massive, I got Silent Might, I got Dammoth, and I have, what did we call Dai Mooch's alien? I'll have to ask Kellen. But it was something fun. But yeah, I got 4 aliens on deck. I gotta get those done. We got ducks at the end. But yeah, maybe I'll do another stream where I just, you know, talk bullshit with y'all. This was great. Thank you for entertaining me. And yeah, so Dynamite video coming out at some point tomorrow. I don't know when, but it will be tomorrow. I want to get it out pretty much as soon as I possibly can. 11 a.m. the comic shop opens tomorrow. I'm gonna be there, like in the parking lot. I'll grab the issue. I'll put together my video, and it'll be great. And then we might have a freeze frame coming out, a Ben 10 freeze frame, League of Legends modded, Ben 10 modded and League of Legends freeze frame coming out later this month, if not next month. And then 5 Whale episode 14 this summer, baby. And then after all that, I'll be working on and Beyond the movie here and there, as well as trying to get back into the gear of breakdowns and everything else that we're doing. But thank y'all for tuning in. Have a great rest of your week. And as always, keep it fizzy.